The following is a Shaw TV sports presentation.
Well, it is a snowy, blowy, wintry day in Saskatoon and Saskatchewan, or as we like to sometimes call it, it's football weather. That's right, we've got a doubleheader for you tonight coming your way from the Saskatoon Minor football field at the Gordie House Sports Complex. I'm Simon Hyatt, joined by Jack Nepchuk as we have a doubleheader of SSSAD playoff high school football coming your way. Coming up in a couple of hours, it will be the 4A final, that one between the 6-1 Centennial Chargers and the 7-0 Holy Cross Crusaders for the 4A title. Now, these teams met up back on October 12th. Crusaders held the Chargers to a lone field goal, winning 27-3 in that one. But no time like the playoffs to get a little bit of revenge, right, Jack?
Absolutely. It's a perfect opportunity to, think about all the things that you learned from the last game. You watch some film, and the coaches will put together a game plan, get their players convinced that, they can get the job done. And what an opportunity to upset defending city champion, and what a great feeling that would be for Centennial.
Absolutely. That's game 2 of our doubleheader coming your way in a couple of hours in the 4A final. The 3A final, though, that one's coming up in just a couple of minutes. This one features a matchup between 5-2 North Battleford and Saskatoon's Tommy Douglas. They come in at 4-2-1. Now, their lone meeting this season back on September 21st. It was quite a game. Tommy Douglas coming out on top in that one, 35-26. And this is a game that features 2 great young quarterbacks. Tommy Douglas's Hayden Sabadash threw for 1,432 yards, 18 touchdowns, and just 4 interceptions. On the other side, North Battleford's Damon Dutton, 1,844 yards, 20 touchdowns, 1 interception on the season. So we'll see some good offenses going at it in the game that's coming right at you. But of course, these two teams haven't had to play in this kind of conditions this year, Jack. What sort of effect do you think the weather we're experiencing tonight will have on them?
Well, you're absolutely right, Simon. The passing game requires the receivers to have good footing. I think that's the number 1 priority. Quarterback can adjust. He's dropping back if it's a 3-step, 5-step drop, and get his feet underneath him. Fortunately, we're playing on some artificial turf, but it's the receivers. When they have to make their breaks and, create the stem that's necessary for the quarterback to get them the ball, that's where the problem's going to occur. Fortunately, there's not a lot of wind, so that's, in the favor of the passing game. Also, the receivers have to keep their hands warm. Catch the ball in your hands, not on your body, right, because that's when the ball bounces off.
Very little wind. It is expected to continue snowing throughout the night tonight for our doubleheader of football. This is likely the last time you'll see us on camera, so I'm going to go put on about 19 more layers of clothing. You right there at home, you've got the best spot in the house, nice and warm and dry and safe inside. And we've got a great doubleheader of football coming your way on Shaw TV. Just moments away from kickoff at Saskatoon Minor Football Field. Tommy Douglas taking on North Battleford for the 3A title. City of Saskatoon play. Simon Hyatt, Jack Nepchuk, happy to be with you, bringing you all the action in our doubleheader tonight. Jack, playoff football can always be unpredictable. The weather can be unpredictable, as we're seeing tonight. There's a lot of factors that play in both of these games. We talked about it a little bit in the opening, but as it does continue to snow here, could be an interesting night.
You're absolutely right, Simon. The snow is something that as Saskatchewanians we should yeah, be used to and expect at this time of year. But it's never nice to have it added to a football game. It just makes a difficult sport a little more difficult to play.
You can see the coin flip being held right now to determine how this game will get underway. You can see out on the field they're doing a good job to try and keep those numbers clear, and every 10 yards, or pardon me, every 5 yards, you can see the lines have been cleared off. Of course, that will be a challenge as the game goes along. But all in all, conditions hopefully will be okay for these players. Never easy in this type of situation, as we mentioned. First time these guys have played in these conditions this year. For some of them, probably the first time in their career playing in snow. So certainly something to adapt to. But you mentioned
off the top as well, Jack, the fact that this field is a different field than we've seen back when I was in high school.
Simon, when you were in high school, it was
it
nothing
wasn't quite
but
concrete,
a parking lot.
But yeah.
No, these young men, I know they're too young to know what the old Gordie Howe Bowl was like, but this is a much improved facility, and you know it's going to make for a safer football game. In the past, someone slips and falls, they risk getting a cut knee or getting a turf burn on their arm. But with this softer turf, you know, the rubber pellets, it's going to be a much easier game to absorb physically, and we are so fortunate here to have the Friends of the Bowl have worked hard these past few years and bring us the facility that we have today. I really am impressed with it. It's a great place to play football.
Ready to get this on underway. It will be North Battleford kicking off to Tommy Douglas. For North Battleford, number 39, Tyson Thomas on the kickoff. Kicking to Tommy Douglas on the right side. Up around the 25. Decent gain there, getting up the ball up to around the 34-yard line, and that's where Tommy Douglas's offense will get started, led by quarterback Hayden Sabadash. Told you about his outstanding season off the top of the broadcast. 1,432 yards passing to go along with 18 touchdowns, just 4 interceptions. He'll take those numbers in the high school game.
Here we go, Simon. Buckle your chin strap.
Sabadash with the pitch. Nice little gain pickup of about 6.
Yes, Jordan Tabin takes it over the right side, and a good block there by the offensive line to open the running lanes for him, and he's able to pick up about 7 yards on the play.
Another look at it here. Sabadash. Certainly would be understandable if these teams might favor the running game a little bit, perhaps more in this game than they'll look to go to the air. Of course, that'll largely depend on what's happening in the game situation. Second down, 3 to go for the Tigers. Going to be a keeper here. Sabadash going to tuck it away. He's got the first down and more out to midfield for Sabadash. And a late flag, perhaps a hit out of bounds.
That was a great play by Hayden Sabadash. It looked like a zone read. He placed the ball in Jordan Tabin's waist, and then he pulls it out. North Battleford reads that Tabin is taking the ball up the middle, and he keeps it himself.
There it is.
Oh,
late
a little
hit,
rough play.
taken down to the ground.
I think we'll probably see the officials keep their flags close to their hands. They don't want people to get hurt in a game like this, and you know these young guys got to be smart too.
So the first down run for Sabadash plus the rough play penalty. That one will go against Braden Bartkowicz, number 10. So that's got Tommy Douglas in real good position here in the early going. We'll have another run, everything on the ground. Nothing there, however, for Tabin. Gonna lose a few yards on the play.
There was some good penetration there from the North Battleford. And I'm looking here for my the depth chart of the defense. Mamer plays the right end, and JT Lamb plays the outside linebacker. They came up hard and strung the play out to the sideline and prevented, now was it Tabin, I guess?
That was Tabin again,
Tabin again, from getting the edge and turning it upfield. So he lost a yard on the play.
That will bring up 2nd and 11. 10-10 to go. First quarter of this 3A championship game. Sabadash coming out in the shotgun, empty backfield. He rolls right, looks for the little dump. He's got a man open. He breaks the first tackle, can't break the second one. Gain of about 8 on the play.
Yeah, killed Colby Moisey, pardon me, I apologize for my pronunciations. He did a nice job of once he caught the ball, lowered his center of gravity. You see his hips will drop, all right? Gets his feet underneath him and is able to turn around and get upfield. Pick up of about 7 on the play.
Bring down 3rd and 3. Tommy Douglas leaves the offense out there on the field. Another keeper, Sabadash, trying to find the outside corner. Once again, he has it. Once again, he's got a big gain. Can't quite get all the way through, but once again, knocked out of bounds. Sabadash, obviously, he can do it with his arm. He can do it with his legs, Jack.
You know what? He is a great young athlete, and the North Battleford team is going to have to learn how to cope with him. They do respect the running backs that do take the fakes up the middle, but Sabadash, in the games I've watched him play this season, has done a great job.
Tabin and Edwards in the backfield. First down. Tommy Douglas is another handoff up the middle for Tabin once again.
Yeah.
Tabin stopped after a short pickup.
Yeah, it looked like it was kind of a lead play. I'm looking for the number of the back who was in there with Tabin. Was that number 8?
Yeah, that was number 8, Josh Edwards. He's listed as number 20 as well, which is also Tabin's number on your depth chart. So
yes,
there's some confusion there, Jack. That threw me too, but number 8 is Edwards. You're correct. Josh Edwards. Second down, goal to go Tigers. 8.5 to go, first quarter. Looking to strike first blood are the Tigers. And again, nowhere to run for Tabin.
Yes, he stopped right at the line of scrimmage. The North Battleford defensive lineman dug in, played the block straight ahead, and plugged the holes, and there was nothing open for Tabin.
So now decision time for Tommy Douglas. Brings up 3rd and goal. Sabadash looks to the bench. Offense remaining out there for the Tigers.
That makes me wonder if they've given Hayden the opportunity to make his own calls. I wonder if he has a wristband with suggestions. It wouldn't surprise me. He is a good athlete. He has shown some good football sense.
Empty backfield. Sabadash to the end zone. Had a man through his arms. Good defense there by North Battleford. A big 3rd down stop by Battleford.
Well, Caleb McCaw, one of the North Battleford defensive players, was putting the pressure on Sabadash, and I think he had to release the ball a little sooner than he wanted to, but it was a good drive they put together, and I think that, you know what, we will see Tommy Douglas put some points on the board as the game goes on.
Electing not to kick the field goal. Their kicker, Tyrone Williams, had a pretty good season. 15 out of 15 on extra point attempts, which is essentially what that would have been. Only 2 field goal attempts, however, for Williams, so perhaps not a lot of confidence in that kicking game. So North Battleford, their first possession of the game, they're going to keep it on the ground as well, and a nice gain to get things going on the offensive side of the ball for them, as they'll pick up about 6.
Well, they pitched the ball to JT Lamb, who was able to get to the corner, and he was able to move it up over the 10-yard line. One thing you'll notice as you watch JT, he runs very straight up and down.
Another carry here. Looks like we'll have a first down game. Once again, Lamb up the middle.
And JT appears to me that he's a very strong young man in his upper body. And that is something that, as this game goes on, will be to his advantage if he's able to play off the defenders of Tommy Douglas.
So first down for North Battleford. Couple of gains on the ground for Lamb. 6:50 to go, first quarter of play. Quarterback. Another give here. Another one for Lamb. He lowers his head, breaks through the tackle, and he's got another first down.
As I've said, he is a strong young man. And when he goes one-on-one, that's when he drops that shoulder and uses the forearm to his advantage. Watch it here on the replay. Keeps his shoulder pads square. That's what makes it difficult for a defender to tackle a running back, is when he keeps his pads square.
Lamb, an outstanding season, rushed for more than 1,000 yards, 1,079. He's going to get another carry here. Started out to the left, now brings it back right. He's got some room to run. Can he turn that corner? Last second tackle at midfield, but another big gain for JT Lamb.
Bit of a counter play there. As you said, he started off to the left, cut it back to the right, and he used that forearm. Watch him. Okay, countered, back, switches the ball to under his right side, and he just straight arms number 72. Gains another 6 or 7 yards.
JT Lamb continuing what's been an outstanding season. Told you 1,079 yards on the ground to go along with 13 touchdowns. If it's not broke, don't fix it. Now this time it's a different back from North Battleford. All sorts of space to run for Zach Wolf. A big gain. North Battleford churning up the yards on the ground.
That time JT Lamb was the lead blocker on the play and was able to open the hole that number 20, Zach Wolf, was able to take advantage.
So now North Battleford, after a big opening drive for Tommy Douglas, talked about the possible difficulties these conditions might create for the offense. Of course, it's no picnic out there for the defense in these conditions. Tough to get the footing, almost stopped in the backfield. Now getting through. Flag down on the play.
You know, I think from seeing the way that JT Lamb is running, that the field is soft. He is able to place his cleat into the ground and make a cut and turn it upfield when he wants to change direction.
Now we've got an injured Tommy Douglas Tiger down on the field. He's attended to by the trainers.
Flag on the play.
Brief break. Flag going against North Battleford, so that run negated.
Was that a holding play, Simon? Or
I didn't see the
penalty?
actual call. Looking at the injured player, hoping Kelly Biff Bowers would bail me out there and announce it on the loudspeaker. Haven't heard it yet, though.
The player, I believe it was number 44, Dayton Bergeron, for the Tigers.
Yeah, you're correct. He gets up under his own strength, so a good sign there for Tommy Douglas. He'll come out of the game.
First down over again.
First down will be replayed. Now, North Battleford going from the 40.
Yeah. 10-yard penalty, down repeated, so we're 1st and 20.
First time to the air, and he's going to be brought down in the backfield. Big sack for Tommy Douglas.
Tyrone Williams came in hard off the left-hand side, and as Damon Dutton was dropping back, I don't think he saw him until the very last couple of steps. He had his eyes focused down the field, and he got hit on his back blind side.
Now the scoreboard says 1st and 20 from about
the change say
49
2nd and 20.
Yeah.
So.
Nowhere to run here. Now it's Tommy Douglas putting up a great defensive stand as eventually they will bring Lamb to the ground.
Carter Hebert and Jordan Taven provide the defense. Jordan Taven is one of those exceptional young men who plays not only on the offense but the defense. So he did a nice job of coming up from his, I believe it's, let me check my depth chart here. Where is Tommy?
Number 60, one of several Vikings on the tackle.
Can't see it from my depth chart, but he was playing on that outside linebacker position. Third down and a lot, Simon.
Looks like we'll get the first punt of the game. North Battleford, after what looked like a very promising drive, now it's going to be the fake instead, dropping back. Nice little gainer. Don't know that they'll get enough for the first down. They won't. But maybe not a bad gamble there for North Battleford. They did at least cut some of that yardage down.
You know what, Simon? I would have saved that myself for a little bit later on in the game, because you're absolutely right. That was a lot of yards that they had to regain to get the first down. They got about 15, 20 yards of it, but not enough. And now Tommy Douglas has seen that play.
Yeah, that's certainly a good point, Jack. So Tommy Douglas, second possession of the game. Still looking for our first points in this 3A final. Little keeper once again, Tommy Douglas's quarterback showing the legs. Sabadash will keep it, pick up about 7 on the carry, knocked out of bounds.
Now, I called the first time a zone read, and that's where the quarterback reads what the defense is doing, but it's happening so quick. Like you say, I think it's just a fake to that running back that goes into the line, and he is going to keep the ball.
Bring up about 2nd and maybe 1.5 yards here for the Tommy Douglas Tigers. Sabadash looks like he's going to keep it again. He tucks it, and he's got the first down out to near midfield. Tommy Douglas 50-yard line, I should say, as the numbers are starting to disappear a little bit on us.
Now, as you said, Hayden Sabadash had over 1,400 yards passing, but he also was the leading rusher for the Tommy Douglas Tigers with 671 yards on 81 attempts.
Gotta love having an athlete on that, leading your team out on the field. This time it will be the hand. No room, big tackle brought down in the backfield is Tabin. Loss of probably 3 or 4 yards on the play.
Yeah, Jacob Mamer came up from his right end position. All right, and read the play. You see him here in the replay. Grabs a hold of Jordan Tabin and wrestles him to the ground.
Forward progress means only lost about 1.5 yards. Call it 2nd and 12 for Tommy Douglas. Rolling out to his right, he's got a man. Open there, won't quite get the first down, but a nice little gainer there. Mose on the completion.
Now that's the second catch for Colby Mose here this afternoon. And we may see Hayden go back to him a few times. Pretty sure-handed receiver.
And you would imagine that by and large, these teams, when they do go to the air, maybe will try and keep it a little bit on the shorter side as opposed to going for the deep ball.
Well, I agree with you on that, Simon. To try and force it down the field is really difficult.
Yeah. Sabadash, another keeper for the Tommy Douglas Tigers. This will get them another first down. 2 players on the sideline huddling around those portable heaters, trying to do what they can. The good news is, although I'm sure our camera people would disagree with me vociferously, it's not really cold out there. It is a light wind, lots of snow. Footing will be difficult, but certainly when you're standing down there, you'll feel that cold. Oh, and now a mishandle. Fake pass is going to be turned over, or is it just going to be going incomplete
Simon,
pass?
I think incomplete pass. He did attempt, it fell out of his hand, and the officials were right on the spot and called it a fumble.
Get another look at it here. Sabadash bringing his arm back. I don't know. I thought he was kind of trying to bring it down into his body, but it will be called incomplete pass, so Tommy Douglas will hang on to the ball.
Kind of goes back to the tuck rule that Tom Brady did a number of years
Patriots
ago.
fans know it well.
Yeah.
We'll bring up 2nd and 10 for Tommy Douglas. They don't turn it over. Sabadash losing the handle on that one. Now he's going to go to the air again. Pressure from North Battleford. Contact across the middle. No flag.
Trevor Southgate was in the right place, and I think Jordan Tabin ran into him as opposed to the other way around. So officials made a good no call, I felt. Well, here we missed it on the replay.
See some contact there, but you're right. Both players facing towards the ball, certainly. I think you had it right, Jack. It was initiated by the receiver, so we will bring up our second punting situation of the game. Will we see our first actual punt of the game as North Battleford on their previous possession elected to go for the fake. We'll see the punt here. Hayden Sabadash, in addition to being the quarterback, he's the one who does the punting for Tommy Douglas. Good coverage downfield by the Tommy Douglas Tigers on the punt.
Now, tackling on the play was the player with the top defensive points for Tommy Douglas. That's Tyrone Williams. Over the course of the year, he earned 69 defensive points. And you get points for tackles, assisted tackles, quarterback sacks, interceptions, things of that nature. So according to the stats we have, Tyrone Williams is the top Tommy Douglas Tiger on the defensive side of the ball.
Presley Peterson on the return for North Battleford. Not a lot of run field to work with, pardon me. Handoff here for North Battleford. They were able to gain significant yards on the ground in the early going in their first drive before that one stalled.
Tackled on the play by number 41, Hasnan Safwat. He wasn't fooled by the first fake handoff.
Now it looks like we'll have a penalty going against Tommy Douglas. So that'll be a first down for North Battleford. Missed the actual call from the official, but...
Yeah, I'm sorry too, Simon. I didn't get the call.
Was a 10-yard penalty against the Tigers, so a little bit more breathing room here for North Battleford as time gets short in the first quarter. Just over 20 seconds to go, still looking for our first points of the game. Another handoff. Battleford will keep it on the ground once again. Carried for Lamb, gain of a few.
Simon, that's the thing about high school football, 12-minute quarters. It goes over pretty quick.
Yeah,
and here we are. You know, North Battleford finally in their second drive, and we hear the bell to end the first quarter.
So that will bring the first quarter to an end following that gain of 5. Check it, we are going to get the one last play off, although did hear the horn sound. So one more play, barring the defensive penalty, at the tail end of the first quarter. Quick hit across the middle, good hands, first down, and much more for North Battleford. Will they close out the first quarter with the first points of the game? Looks like they might. Just brought down at about the 5-yard line, but a big gain for North Battleford. That's Peterson. Little catch, big run, Jack.
Yes, absolutely. If we go back and look at the replay, I think you'll see a Tiger was there when he caught the ball, but he dove at him. He's got to keep his feet underneath him and run to the receiver.
All right, these teams are going to trade ends. End of the first quarter, no points in this 3A final, but North Battleford knocking on the door. We're going to take a break. You are watching Championship High School Football on Shaw TV. Just about ready to get things underway here in the second quarter of action from Saskatoon minor football field. Simon High, Jack Nepchuk. No score in this one. North Battleford looking for the first points of the game against Tommy Douglas. Won't come on this carry. Another carry for Lamb. Picks up a couple. Gets North Battleford a little bit closer.
Now he is a lead blocker leading through the hole, but the young man isn't keeping his feet going and driving. I think if he does, that's going to open up some more holes for JT, or at least get him deeper into the defense.
North Battleford looking for the first points. Another handoff out on the outside. Does he get across the plane?
Looks close.
Looks like he stopped just short. Maybe spotting it on the 1-yard line, it appears the officials are.
His lead blockers did do the job. If you look as they go around the left side, one blocks in and the other takes the end.
Good tackle there right at the end to prevent the touchdown. So now, once again, going for it. Third down and goal on about the 1-yard line. See that goal line defense in there. Going to be a carry up the middle. Can Lamb find the opening? He can't. Big defensive stop. North Battleford shut down on the goal line. Tommy Douglas, great job of standing him up.
That defensive right end came in hard, broke through they had a full house backfield and managed to get to JT. make the tackle. 66 there for Tommy Douglas.
Haas.
Big Austin Haas.
One of several Tommy Douglas taggers off
So
Wow.
again, a couple of good scoring opportunities here in the early going, Jack. Just neither team able to punch the ticket.
You know what? This is high school football. You know, they play with emotion, and when you're down on your own goal line protecting it, it means a lot to keep the other team out.
So back to the ground goes Tommy Douglas. Nice little gain here up the middle, breaking several tackles.
Jordan Tabin with the carry. You know, he's short, low to the ground. He reminds me an awful lot of Adam Mackart, who's the running back with the Hilltops right now. About 5'8", good feet. You know, he protects the ball after he gets hit. That was a good run by Jordan.
Official signal first down, so that's good news for Tommy Douglas as they were pinned in deep here after forcing that turnover, denying North Battleford the end zone on the 3rd and goal attempt. Now Tommy Douglas still a lot of ground to try and make up. Now we'll have a pitch. Again, great job of breaking tackles, working his way through. Tabin.
You know, he is a hard runner to bring down, and he's running with determination. Watch his feet. His feet just keep on going. They don't stop, and despite being turned, he has that innate sense of where he should be going. I love watching that young running back. As I said, that reminds me an awful lot of Adam Mackart, who's starting with the Hilltops now. He's out of Centennial.
Bringing the chains out to measure, see if they got the first down. Mentioned those Saskatoon Hilltops. Congratulations once again to the Saskatoon Hilltops, as they will be playing for their 4th straight Canadian Championship next weekend.
Yes.
Initial signal was first down. Now maybe are they checking it again?
Looks like it.
Will be second down. Okay, so second down and maybe just a chain link, but started to mention Saskatoon Hilltops going for that 4th straight Canadian Bowl. That'll be happening on Remembrance Day out in Windsor, taking on the Windsor AKO Fratman. Certainly I know a team you're familiar with, those Saskatoon Hilltops, an assistant coach under Tom Sargent for several years, Jack. You retired from that a couple years ago. That Hilltops team looks really good.
You know what? It's a tribute to the young men who play for that team. Sarge and the other coaches do a great job of preparing them during the year and put them in a good position as we'll see coming up.
Second and very short for Tommy Douglas, trying to turn the corner, unable to get it. Looks like Tabin might have actually been dropped for a little bit of a loss. Nope, sorry, I had it wrong. Does get the first down.
Yeah.
Wasn't sure he was able to pick it up, but did turn that corner just enough, so another first down. Tommy Douglas continuing to do a good job of methodically working their way down the field, and that's maybe a good approach when you're pinned deep. Don't necessarily have to feel like you got to get it all back at once.
You're right, Simon. Be patient. Get your 3-4 yards out of crack, and it puts you in a position to get that first down. After this play, I just want to follow up with some of the comments on the Hilltops.
Absolutely. Dropping back to pass. Open man once again. This is Tabin on the receiving end of it. He's got some room on the outside. Can North Battleford bring him down? He keeps on breaking tackles, fights his way out to midfield.
Again, Jordan Tabin, if we get the replay, you'll see he just keeps moving forward. And Jordan Tabin, to me, is probably going to be, you know, a good candidate to go out for the Hilltops when he's finished his high school career. And really, what a great opportunity these young men from our province, our city, have to go on and play post-secondary football.
First down, Tommy Douglas, this time back to the ground game. Tabin once again, however, he lowers his head. Another first down for Tommy Douglas. Tabin doing it all here late in the first half of action.
Well, you know what? Dylan Bateman made a block on that end. Watch him as he comes around the corner on number 2. Without Dylan Bateman making that block, you know what, Jordan Taven may not have gotten out of the backfield, so you got to have those good blockers for you. And Dylan Bateman did a great job on that play.
Just under 7.5 to go, second quarter. Minutes ago, Tommy Douglas pinned deep. Now they've made it to the other side of the field. No points so far in this one. Little dump off here across the middle intended for the big man. There is a flag down.
Austin Hawes caught the ball. He must have been declared eligible because he does have an ineligible number.
Yeah.
Let's see.
Haas, the left guard, waiting for the call from the official.
Number 66 to the couch. Flag on the play.
Looks like it's going to go against Tommy Douglas.
Yeah.
It'll be a hold.
That can be frustrating for
Yeah.
a team. You know what? They've got to make sure that they don't let these penalties take them back, you know, emotionally, and they keep strong, you know, strong-minded to keep playing and not get discouraged when things don't go their way.
Probably some frustration for Haas as well. His first catch of the year. Didn't have one in the regular season, has one here. Nice little gain for the big man across the middle. Oh, and it's brought back by your teammates.
He'll be talking about it regardless, Simon. Here we see Haas is lined up kind of as a search back.
Initially looking deep, Haas, the big man goes up to catch this one, and a big gainer. He can drag those guys with him. Look at his teammates react on the sideline. Haas, second straight catch after not having one in the regular season, converts the 1st and 20.
Wow, watch on the replay. It's like a bumper car. After he catches it, the Vikings just bounce off him. Here we go.
And obviously, that
Great
is a
catch.
great catch. You know,
Fingertip.
extending way up, ball obviously
For
slippery.
number 10. Number 2.
Did someone get the license plate of that bus?
What a great play.
So another first down for Tommy Douglas there. Both teams really have done a great job of picking up yards in this one. You might not think that if you're just joining us and see the 0-0 tie here late in the first half.
Jordan
Both have
Taven
worked the
taking
field.
it off tackle there.
Another gain for Tommy Douglas, continuing to work their way up the field. Looks like a gain of about 5 for the Tigers.
Now they started this drive, I think, on
Yep.
their 5-yard line,
Absolutely.
didn't they, Simon? They've done a great job. They're down now to North Battleford's 30-yard line.
Gain of 5. 2nd and 5.
This time they may face a decision to whether kick for points or not if they don't get the first down. Here we go, Sabadash.
Sabadash keeps. Lane is shut down. Good job to make something out of nothing there as Sabadash worked his way through that initial tackle. Brought down.
But it looks like it could be close to a first down.
Yeah, it looked like Sabadash was going to be stopped in the backfield here. And young man just kept his legs moving, broke through that initial tackle and the second one. Picks up a few extra. We'll see the mark.
Yeah.
Again, it's tough to see much in the way of the yard lines here at Saskatoon Minor Football Field because of the snow that has continued throughout the day and will continue
Simon,
into the night. They're bringing out the
I
chains.
think the snow has gotten heavier since the game
You're right.
began. You know, you look up at the lights and it looks thicker than it was.
So once again, the chains will come out. Certainly understandable in any situation, but perhaps extra understandable in these field conditions where you can't really see the yard lines all that well. And it goes for us, it goes for the officials as well. You were wanting to talk about the Hilltops, Jack. I'm sorry.
Oh, well, I was just saying that Saskatoon Hilltops recruit here in our city and in the northern half of the province. And that's something that all high school coaches can be proud of, that the young men they're training are going to go on to the next level and become the stars of the Hilltops. I know they exceptional players go on with the Huskies. You know, they will star with them as well. You think of a Mitch Ellis who just finished his 5th year with the Huskies. But the Huskies, they do recruit outside of the province.
Sure, yeah.
And the Hilltops, we should be proud of the fact that they are Saskatchewan boys and do represent our city and our province well.
So as the chains return to the sideline, looks like just shy. So it's going to bring up 3rd and very short. No surprise, Tommy Douglas heading back out there with the offense. Sabodash in the backfield. He's kept it several times. Also handed off to Tabin several times. Carry up the middle.
Yeah.
First down, Tommy Douglas.
Takes it in that 0 gap on the left-hand side. I'm surprised that they don't have Sabodash go under the center to take the ball, because he's got 3 yards to run up to just make it to the line of scrimmage.
Get that momentum going.
Well, it also gives the defense the time to get their momentum going and tackle you behind the line. But it's been working well for them. They're not going to change.
So another first down, Tommy Douglas, 4:51 to go, second quarter of action, still looking for our first points. Both teams have put themselves in position to score. Sabodash drops back to score, across the middle, he's got a man, he's got a touchdown across the middle, complete to number 78, that's Dawali.
78, I've got Keenan Hessian.
I've got Dywall on my depth chart. Keenan Hessian, though, on that roster, so.
Well, okay. Doesn't matter. Tommy Douglas scored.
Tommy Douglas, we'll call it a team touchdown.
It looked like just a little seam route where he turned and stopped, a stop and go. And good hands, if you'll notice. He caught it in his hands. Cold weather, you don't want that ball bouncing off your shoulder pads. So that was a great pass and run play by the Tigers.
First points of the game in this 3A City Final go to Tommy Douglas. Extra point is good as well. 7-0 for Tommy Douglas in this 3A Final. As we mentioned, the winner from this game will advance to the provincial final. That'll be next weekend. Lots of action happening there on Remembrance Day weekend, Jack. Always a good time to be a football fan.
This is playoff time of year. Next weekend, the winner of tonight's game will be playing here either in Saskatoon or North Battleford, I've been told, if North Battleford is successful in winning.
First kickoff of the game for the Tommy Douglas Tigers here late in the second quarter. Still 4:38, and we've seen that, like Tommy Douglas, North Battleford pick up yards in a hurry.
You know, I'm curious, Simon, if we're going to see a longer drive than that in this game or the game that follows this. 105 yards, that's
not bad.
Pretty good effort.
Little bobble there on the short kick. It was Tyrone Williams on the kickoff, hit hard after he had lost. The handle was the returner, the short man for North Battleford, number 2.
Well, Tyrone Williams is, I said, the top defensive player for the Tigers, and he probably goes by that adage. He wants to be the hammer and not the nail, and he came down and he put a pretty hard hit on the North Battleford Viking.
So Vikings look
what are we
their
at,
first
the
score of the
40-yard
game.
line? Thereabouts?
Your guess is as good as mine, Jack. I can tell you that it is either a number that ends in 0 and 5. Big hit here. Nice gainer here for North
right
Battleford.
Down the seam.
Been able to keep his feet. Might have been able to turn that into a big gain. However,
yeah, Riley Rathwell caught the ball well, but appeared to slip as he was trying to make a cut.
Certainly understandable. Rathwell across the middle, gets away from that first guy.
Just couldn't get his feet under him.
Players slipping and sliding, but North Battleford out to what we're assuming is around midfield. I seem to remember as the game started, I tried to make a note that midfield was kind of in front of where I am, so. First down, North Battleford.
Here we go, back to pass.
Little hit, out to the side.
Yeah.
Nice tackle there by Tommy Douglas. Will be a gain of about 7.
Tyrone Williams coming
Once
in
again.
again. Playing that, let me check my depth chart here. He's playing one of the outside linebacker positions. So he has to go a long way to make that tackle out in the flats. Good
Bring up
effort.
2nd and 4 for North Battleford. 3:21 to go, first half of action. Vikings looking for their first points. Handoff is fake, now another little quick hitter. Again, out towards the sideline, big gain. Nice little play here for North Battleford.
Play action pass. They're running JT Lamb into the right side, and Dutton just boots around to his left, throws the ball to number 8, Presley Peterson, and moves the chains.
North Battleford once again moving the ball well. They've been in scoring position a few times. That hasn't translated into points as of yet. Will they be able to take some points into the locker room as we get late here in the second quarter? Dutton back to pass across the middle, through the hands. Just unable to grab that one was Rathwell.
The ball was just thrown a little bit behind Rathwell. Otherwise,
tough catch, absolutely.
Yeah, it was not easy catch to make. But
after the exhibition that Haas put on for the Tommy Douglas Tigers, I just sort of assume all of these are catchable, right?
Oh, Austin Haas is going to be talking about his contribution to that drive. That'll last at least till the end of the first semester. He's got that coming.
Yeah, absolutely. Imagine several of these players will have this game on their PVR. I'm guessing Haas will launch more than anyone. Big gain here, down near the goal line, completed. Great catch going up to get that one is Wolf.
Yes.
Down near the goal line is the Vikings.
Jack Wolf got in behind the defensive back and was able to go up and bring that ball in. That was a great concentration play. Watch him as he's over his shoulder.
Gets behind the coverage, good concentration, comes down.
That's a great catch at any level.
Yeah, absolutely. Sideline tough to see. Looked like he was in bounds. Dutton rolling out again. Touchdown, North Battleford!
Presley Peterson catching that ball. We've got a ball game, ladies and gentlemen. This is a good football game, played under difficult weather conditions.
Absolutely, Jack. I've been really impressed with both of these teams and their ability to move the ball in these conditions. Of course, it's tough for the defense as well, as we talked about. It's a tough situation to get their footing and make tackles, but both of these offenses have looked really good here in the first half.
You're absolutely right. They do have the advantage over the defense. They know where they want to go and where the ball is going to be thrown, but that doesn't make it easier to do. You've still got to execute those plays.
Extra point good for North Battleford. We're knotted up 7 points apiece. I believe it was good.
Yes.
It was.
Yeah.
All right, good.
Yeah,
Worried I was premature on that call.
Well, it hasn't been marked on the scoreboard, but
Kelly Bowers confirming it.
Yes.
The voice of God tells you, you believe it. 7-7, 2.5 to go. First half of action in this 3A final.
Well, I'm sure that the coaching staffs of both teams were talking about what to expect in today's weather to their players before the game, telling them that don't let it get into your heads, play the way that you played all year long, and you'll adapt and adjust as the game goes on. And it appears they've done that.
So another short kick, another thing that's certainly being likely impacted by these weather conditions.
Colby Mose with the kickoff return.
So now Tommy Douglas, decent field position. Of course, another symptom of that short kickoff. Perhaps in the final 2.5 minutes or so, they can dial something up and take a lead into the locker room at the half. So back to work goes the offense for the Tommy Douglas Tigers.
We've got big Austin Haas in the backfield there by Hayden Sabadash.
Secret weapon.
Wow.
Reminds me a little bit of William Refrigerator Perry. Fake the handoff to Haas. Keeping it though is Habadash. He'll pick up a yard or two, sprawling out of bounds on the near sideline.
JT Lamb playing the outside linebacker spot for the Vikings, comes up and puts a hit on that forces Hayden to leave his feet and dive for those extra yards. So again, just like Jordan Tabin with the Tommy Douglas team, JT Lamb is playing both sides of the ball.
I think what would have really made that play complete if Sabadash had finished it off by making a snow angel over on the sidelines when he was lying down there on the ground, because he could have over there.
Well, he could have, but I'm sure that his coach, Leo Grosjean, would be, wondering what part of the game plan that was. We have a timeout here.
Looks like we might have an injury there, I believe, or maybe it's a timeout. I saw Sabadash head over to the sideline.
I'm looking at the scoreboard and I see that Vikings have lost one of their timeouts. Each team gets 2 per half, and there's only 1 left on the North Battleford side.
So Sabadash makes his way back in with the play. And the strategy for the final 2 minutes and 21 seconds of the first half.
Second and about 5. Big play. They want to keep the drive alive.
Sabadash from the shotgun, the pitch.
Jordan Tabin
Pushing forward across for the first down and much more. Can anyone bring him down? Tabin looked like he might be stopped short of the first down. Next thing you know, he's picked up about 15 on the play.
Simon, that looked like a rugby scrum.
Yeah.
They got the big guys behind him, and they just pushed him, as you said, about another 10 yards down the field. Look at that. They're coming in.
I don't know if we have time to show this whole replay. This play just kept on going and going and going, and Tabin finally brought down after the big gain for Tommy Douglas and another first down. They got the first touchdown of the game. Now they're looking to take a lead into the locker room of the half. Pass across the middle. He's got a man open.
That's Hessian again. 78, it is. He's just going down the seam. When he gets that 7-8 yards, lowers his hips, turns, accepts the ball. Watch him here.
Not sure if they got the first down. The officials look towards the sideline. Perhaps we'll see the chains again. No, it looks like they're just going to mark it a little bit short of the first down.
Under 2 minutes now, Simon. Okay.
Lead from about the 45-yard line, although I wouldn't bet the house on it. Nice little carry to the outside. Looks like we got a Tommy Douglas first down.
If you'll notice, though, that the defense came through, and that 3 yards from the shotgun position was pretty difficult for Tabin to get back. 53 could have applied a little more pressure. They would have stopped him.
So Tommy Douglas with the first down, up to about the 38-yard line of the North Battleford Vikings, marching late here in the second quarter.
Offensive line pointing out who they need to block.
Toss again in the backfield. Sabadash going to keep it. Goes across the middle. He's got a man.
Play action pass again to Keenan Hessian. He's just going down the seam, turning, receiving the ball. That's a good, short, sure-handed pass that we're seeing repeated now. I think that's the 4th time today.
Once again, just appears a little bit short of the first down.
It looks as though they've...
No, now they're going to give it to him. They're moving the chains.
So inside the 30. Tommy Douglas could go for a field goal if they can't keep the drive alive to get some points on this drive.
Sabadash again operating from the shotgun. He's going to drop back to throw. Looking across the middle, deep. Couple of bodies there, picked off by North Battleford. Great play. Batted around by a defender and a receiver, and then there to pick it off were the North Battleford Vikings. Outstanding play by Height.
Did you notice who made the tackle? Austin Hawes was downfield. So he must have released into a pass route. Let's take a look and see what happens. I think, just as I said, they've tried this play a number of times, and North Battleford recognized it. Had the defender there, and a good heads-up play by number 2. There's Austin Hawes, pulls him down.
Height there, anticipating that ball being batted around, picks it up, shuts down the Tommy Douglas drive. Now it's a real challenge for North Battleford, under a minute to go, if they look to get any sort of a lead heading into the locker room, although their first play from scrimmage, nice carry up the middle, big gain there for Lamb.
I hope I didn't jinx Tommy Douglas talking about going for points from a kick if they couldn't convert first downs, but I'm not superstitious. I don't think I have anything to do with that.
Me neither. As a longtime Chicago Cubs fan, I long ago gave up being superstitious and believing in things like curses and goats and things.
Right.
Another carry. North Battleford once again. Lamb gonna bring it forward. Nice gain there. Pickup of probably about 7.
JT Lamb is a strong young man. I don't think I've seen him tackled by one single defender all game so far. There's Tabin, and another man comes in, 70. Okay, takes 2.
A gain of about 8. Bring up 2nd and 2 from around the 30-yard line. Another carry here for Lamb. He's got the first down, and he's got more. Can he break the tackles? Good job, gets it out to midfield. Now 12.4 seconds. You know, Jack, you might have thought with North Battleford pinned deep here, time getting short, maybe they just try and work the clock a little bit, but all of a sudden they're once again churning up the yards. If they can look at a big play here, perhaps a chance to take the lead into the locker room at the half.
You're right, Simon. JT did a nice job of following his blocks and even creating some of his own running room, lowering his shoulder and driving forward. That was a great run by JT Lamb.
So it looks like we've got another timeout here on the field. Another first down for North Battleford. On the Tommy Douglas side of the field, take my word for it, by about 3 yards. Certainly a tall order to try and find the end zone in a situation like this, but I always like it when teams go for it in this kind of situation. Try and come up with a big play and try and take that lead into the locker room. Perhaps that's winning.
Well, Simon, they're at midfield, and I think you're right. It's a low-risk type of play. Pretty tough for any defending team to bring it back more than 55 yards. So see what you can do. Throw the ball downfield. Who knows?
Out of a
Make that
timeout.
lucky.
Dutton back to the field. A couple of guys behind him with 4 receivers. Dutton drops back, rolls to his right. He's looking deep, goes across the middle. He's got a man. Will this be the touchdown? Running for the end zone. Touchdown, North Battleford. Wolf with the big gain.
Wow.
I don't know how much credit I can take for that one, other than I say, hey, they should go for a big play, and they did.
That was a great design. Throw into the middle, then cut it to the outside. Here we see number 20.
Wolf, nice little move right there to evade the tackle. Then just a foot race. Wolf wins it. Finds the corner.
Well done.
This extra point will be the final play of the first half of action.
Flags all over.
Spoke too soon.
Well.
Play down, or flag down on the play. Procedure is the call. So they'll kick again. Either be a 6 or a 7-point lead for North Battleford heading to the locker room at the half.
Moving the ball back. 5-yard penalty. Down repeated. Or play repeated.
Mentioned it, there were flags all over the place. You know, when every official throws the flag, there's not much you can say to the coach at that point. Oh no, they missed that one. Ball hits the holder in the face. Unable to corral it. Now flags down once again. I'm just going to stop saying the last play of the first half, because if this one's against Tommy Douglas, they'll be kicking again. Wait for the call from the officials. Is against the Tigers. Oh, offsetting penalties perhaps.
So
penalties on both sides, I guess.
Each other, and I think it's back from the same place.
Yeah, looks like it.
Previous play.
Offside, Tommy Douglas. Illegal substitution of Battleford. And try again.
Offside on Tommy Douglas. Illegal substitution against North Battleford. So now becomes about a 20-yard extra point attempt. Third time is a charm. However, it's wide right. And that will bring to the end of the first half. Very entertaining first half of action, Jack. Lots of fun.
Yeah, you know what, Simon, that's a good half of football, regardless the weather conditions that we're experiencing tonight. Both teams have adjusted well. The coaches have been instructing their quarterbacks with the right plays to take advantage of what they do best. And so far we've seen running has been, I think, balanced a little bit with the pass game. But running is certainly the dominant offensive strategy tonight.
13-7 is our score after one half of play in the 3A City Championship game in Saskatoon. North Battleford with the 6-point lead on Tommy Douglas. We'll be right back with complete second half coverage. You are watching high school championship football on Shaw TV. Just about ready to kick things off here in the second half. Let's take a look back at it. A very entertaining first half in this 3A football final. There you see North Battleford's JT Lamb. What a first half he had, Jack.
Yes, he's been the force on the ground for the Vikings, just as Jordan Taven has been for the Tigers.
And what about Lucas Haas? Great catch there for Tommy Douglas. Man, oh man, Austin Haas coming down with that one, and then
Jack Wolf.
Now the set up
great
the late
concentration
score.
over the shoulder.
Great interception there by
Colby Height.
Yeah, snuffed out that late Tommy Douglas drive. Look at that Tommy Douglas touchdown on the receiving end.
You know what, Simon, the more I look at this, the more I appreciate the fact that all these kids are Saskatchewan kids.
Yeah.
They've not let the weather, get in their way of having a great championship football game here tonight. And that's something that I think, down the road they'll take pride in and say, do you remember when we played in that blizzard at Gordie Howe Bowl, 2017?
Saw some of the fans there in the stands. Kudos to them as well. At least these players get to run around a little bit and stay warm. Fans all bundled up here at Saskatoon Minor Football Field, cheering on their sons.
Yeah, some mums and dads are going to be telling their boys, oh, you don't know how cold it was.
Yeah. So here at the Gordie Howe Sports Complex, if you haven't been here in a while, there's only one side of the field has the stands open. It's over there on the east side of the field. The chunk of stands right in front of us, in front of the press box, actually still part of the renovations there as you get a look at it. So much great work being done, not just here at the football field, but the whole sports complex. Such great work has been done. Friends of the Bowl, I believe they've raised like $19 million or something to modernize and renovate all of these facilities.
Simon, it's a credit to the Friends of the Bowl Foundation, as well as the citizens of Saskatoon, because the city of Saskatoon has really not paid for any of these improvements. And it's a credit to the hard work of volunteers and to the donors such as Ham Construction, Gruner's, who've come together and made it possible for this to not only be a football field, but a softball. They're going to be building a track over on the Clarence Downey site. There's baseball with Lekas and Cairnsfield. This is a great civic community.
Underway second half. Short kick from Tyrone Williams. Tommy Douglas kicking off and then just falling on the ball are the Vikings.
Yeah.
Probably a good decision there on the little pooch kick. And again, the weather conditions having a big impact, Jack, although both of these offenses doing a good job of getting things going in the first half.
As I said, the coaches did a good job of preparing their players not to be affected by the weather. They'll coach them up on what kind of footwear to wear, and we've seen a good football game so far.
First possession of the second half for North Battleford. Another carry up the middle. Once again, JT Lamb just kind of lowering his head and continuing to chew up the turf here.
Number 47, their fullback, Pate Tuliloma. He'll make a great block, as you see right there. Allows JT to get another 5 yards. So some good blocking for JT Lamb, allows him to carry the ball. 9 yards on that play.
Bring up 2nd and 1. Dutton going to go to the air, looking for the little quick hit out there to the right-hand side. Unfortunately, coming up just a little bit short, and that'll bring up 3rd down.
Yeah, you know, that kind of surprises me so early in the half, because you'd think that the quarterback's hands are still warm. They're not cold and stiff as you'd expect later on in the half. But he didn't seem to really throw that ball very well, and it, you know, came up short.
Intended for Kane Witsani. A little bit short, maybe just trying to catch Tommy Douglas napping a little bit there, as I think pretty much everyone was looking for the run. They're going to the air once again. Dutton going out this time to the left side. That one's incomplete, intended for Wolf. There is a flag down.
Kennedy Tran, the right side corner, comes up and put a hit on the receiver, maybe broke his concentration, and he wasn't able to catch the ball.
Now the officials get together to sort out the penalty.
Well, I'm happy to say, Simon, that our windows have cleared.
They have a little bit. I've been trying to not talk about the fact that the heat in our booth has caused them to steam up a little bit.
Well, the cameramen weren't too impressed with us when they came in and said, "It's a sauna in here, fellas." So apologies to our cameramen who are working hard in that cold weather to bring you this game.
So it looks like they just picked up the flag there. Was that what happened, Jack? They turned it over on down, so no penalty on the play, so ball will go back over to Tommy Douglas.
And that's, I guess, looks like on the 49-yard line of North Battleford.
Once again, we're kind of guessing a little bit in terms of the yard lines on the field. You can see that the shovels were brought out at halftime to clear those lines every 5 yards. Numbers we're struggling with a little bit to tell you exactly. Going to be a keeper. First carry of the second half for Tommy Douglas. Once again, quarterback is just going to keep it and rush for a few yards. And Sabadash, nice little gain. We saw him do that a lot in the first half.
Yes, and again, you know, we'd call it a zone read. All right, hands the ball off to 8, but he's just keeping the ball, trying to fake the linebackers, freeze them for a second, and make it a little bit more difficult for them to slide over to help out on the tackle.
Bring up 2nd and 3 for Tommy Douglas. They trail 13-7 here, early going third quarter. Simon Hyatt, Jack Nepchuk, happy you could join us for this championship game in 3A high school football. Going to be another quarterback keep, going to be a little bit shy of the first down, it looks like, as Sabadash brought down just about maybe 1.5 yards shy of the first down marker.
Yeah, he appeared to kind of leave his feet there.
Yeah.
And by that time, he was contacted by the Viking defenders, and he couldn't get the feet back on the ground to give him any traction to pick up that extra yard he needed.
Looked like it was Zach Weber there who snatched him out of the air. Sabadash left his feet. They're going for it on third down. Sabadash again from the shotgun. Going to be the keep. He's going to turn around, try to get back, but there to shut it down, North Battleford. They'll take over on downs.
Coming up to make the tackle, JT Lamb. He was not fooled. He's playing in the linebacker position, and the pressure comes from the defensive line. But as Sabadash nears the line, JT comes and lays on the shoulder pads. Here we go. JT Lamb.
So some good defense here from North Battleford on this drive.
Kicking game is not much of a factor.
Yeah. Second straight turnover and downs. I believe we've seen 2 punts in this game, if I recall correctly.
I think you're right.
North Battleford taking over on downs, gain of about
Not only
3.
is it difficult to get your feet under you to kick the ball, but to return it just as difficult. So both teams electing to forego punting and try to advance the ball through the downs.
Lamb on the carry once again. He picked up 3, so 2nd and 7 for North Battleford. Dutton gonna roll out to his right, looks downfield, has a man. Did he come down with it? Looks like he did.
Yes.
Great catch, first down, North Battleford.
Kane Witzani catches the ball in his hands. Nice play.
So that will give North Battleford the first down just on the Tommy Douglas side of the center hash mark.
This is a big series for North Battleford. If they can go down, put some points on the board, it's going to put the Tigers behind the proverbial, what's that they say?
Here's a reverse. Sniffed out by Tommy Douglas. Going nowhere was Zach Wolf. He was the one who got that second handoff. Good read there by the Tommy Douglas Tigers. The initial pitch, that one went to Lamb. He hands it off, and Tommy Douglas.
Look who's making the tackle.
Tyrone Williams in there once again.
The hammer.
So now 2nd and 14 for the Vikings. They enjoy the 6-point lead. If you weren't with us, scored very dying seconds of the second quarter. Now looking deep, Dutton, he's got a man! Great catch, great throw by Dutton there to pull it in. Was Zach Wolf.
Another great catch. And that cliche that I was trying to come up with, Simon, was that if North Battleford scores, it's behind the proverbial 8 ball that Tommy Douglas will find themselves.
Big game, probably the biggest play we've seen in this game. Wolf coming down. That'll give
on the 35, it appears.
I believe it's the 25, but
25?
Again, we're doing a little bit of guesswork here.
No, you're right. It is 25. I see on the scoreboard. Pitch
Dutton
left.
with the pitch.
JT Lamb. Oh, look at that. He lowered the boom.
Once again, knocked out of bounds, but does pick up a few yards. North Battleford looking to pad that lead. Bring up 2nd and about 3 yards to go.
JT Lamb had over 1,000 yards rushing for the season on 127 attempts. Scored 13 touchdowns for the Vikings.
Lamb once again on the pitch. Looking to go outside. Now he's going to cut back towards the middle of the field. He escapes the tackle. He's going to try and make his way down towards the goal line. Another great run, JT Lamb.
I think it might be coming back, Simon. There was a flag thrown and initial
maybe a hold.
Yeah.
Often see that in those kind of situations where the runner will reverse his field.
Yeah.
It's turned back towards the middle. It's scrambling by JT Lamb once again.
Yeah.
That's going to be an illegal block against North Battleford, it appears. They'll replay the down.
Good eye, Simon. I'm looking for a white hat still, and they're just black toques out there.
I brought the binoculars for a reason tonight. They're helping me out.
So is that 2nd down, and then...
That'll probably push them back 10 yards.
Or maybe first down yardage had been gained, so they
before
give them the first, before the penalty.
Good call, Jack. So under 6.5 to go, 3rd quarter. It is first down for North Battleford. Not quite as close to the goal line as they had maybe at first been expecting.
On the 19, it looks like.
Dutton back to pass.
Zach Wolf brings it in.
Down near the goal line. Can he punch it
great
in?
Effort.
Touched. No, sorry. I thought the official was going to signal touchdown there.
I think it's on the 1 yard line,
stop the
Simon.
clock. Down to the 1. But North Battleford certainly in good field position. Been really impressed with, you know, we anticipated the running game might do well tonight, but passing game's been pretty solid on both sides.
Well, good play calling by the coaches, having confidence in their quarterbacks.
Dutton hands it off. This is Lamb.
Yes.
He's in for the touchdown.
Dive off the
Untouched.
right side. Yep. That offensive line really drove the defenders back. He walked in there untouched. With a big 60, the guard. Oh, and 64,
Great
the
hole.
tackle. Yeah, you've got guys like that blocking for you, Simon. You're
Yeah.
going to get some yardage.
Could have driven a truck
Well,
through there.
North Battleford has taken a commanding lead here.
Had a
Well,
bit of
about halfway through the third quarter.
Had a bit of an adventure the last time they kicked extra points, so they're going for the 2-point convert. This time rolling out just a little bit long.
Yeah.
Rolling out was Dutton. Can't find his man as that falls incomplete. Intended for Presley Peterson, but it is a 19-7 North Battleford lead.
Well, let's see what happens. Is Tommy Douglas going to answer the touchdown with one of their own? I hope so. Keep the game close, keep it interesting, and exciting for, well, for you and I as the commentators and for the fans, moms and dads who've come out to cheer their boys on. I would suspect we'll see that kind of short skyscraper,
one again,
or
yeah, sure.
perhaps a squib kick up the middle.
Tyrone Williams, Dylan Bateman back deep. Don't know if they'll get a chance to get their hands on it. It is actually a pretty deep kick.
Yeah.
It is going to be returned by Bateman. He's got a little bit of room to work with. Pretty good return. Gets it out there to around the Tommy Douglas 40 as they'll take over, looking to chip away at this 12-point deficit.
Dylan Bateman tucks the ball under his arm, runs straight ahead.
Injured Tommy Douglas Tiger on the play.
Not trying to make any cuts, just knock people down.
Looks like it's Carter Hebert down to a knee there for the Tommy Douglas Tigers. Slow to get up. Now he is up and on his feet.
Craven Sports Services have done a great job here at the SMF field of taking care of the football players during the course of the season. Nice to see that safety of our young football players is being taken care of.
So Tommy Douglas takes over, trailing by 12. They had opened up a 7-0 lead in the first half. 2 straight touchdowns by North Battleford. Keeper here, Sabadash. Pick up a couple, but then met by a wall of Vikings.
You know, Hayden Sabadash is a great athlete, but I'm not sure that Tommy Douglas keep making the same play calls. They're not fooling North Battleford. They've adjusted, and I think they're going to have to diversify a little bit here, as North Battleford has done, if they hope to keep these drives moving downfield.
Yeah, you're right. It's been a real mix on the ground and in the air for North Battleford. Now Sabadash looks to throw.
Yeah.
He's got an open man just a little bit high, unable to come down with it, Colby Mose.
That's too bad. Yeah, because that, just as I was saying to you, you got to mix it up. Otherwise, it becomes too easy for a defense to stop you. And they had the right play called. Unfortunately, couldn't execute it.
So now it looks like we will have a punting situation after just the 2 punts in the first half of action. Never want to assume. We did see 1 fake in the first half. Sabadash deep in the backfield as the quarterback. He could certainly pull it down and throw it. No, he is going to kick. Good pressure here from North Battleford. Coming down with it. Wolf tries to get to the outside. Good coverage by Tommy Douglas. However, there will be a late flag.
Looked like he was tackled around the head. Now, I would suspect that's a head tackle, but I've seen other tackles not called that way over the year.
Yeah.
We'll see.
Get another look here. Wolf initially up the middle, then back outside. Kind of wrapped up around the neck and head area.
But it was not that was not the call. It was blocking from behind, an illegal block. So.
Break there for Tommy Douglas. I was going to question that a little bit if they had gotten Tabin on the illegal tackle. Will it be an illegal block? So pushing North Battleford back a little bit. They lead by 12. 4:15 to go, third quarter. Dutton on the pitch. This is Lamb.
Look how strong Lamb is. They can't even bring him down.
Yeah.
You know, they tackle him around the shoulders, and he's just so sure-footed that they stop his progress rather than take him to the ground.
Quite a backfield they have. They've got a Lamb and a Wolf. Sounds like a dangerous situation back there, Jack.
Simon, I'm impressed with your observation skills. Well done.
Thank you.
Is there a Red Riding Hood?
It took me until the third quarter to figure that out. But. 2nd and 3, another carry. This is Lamb once again. Bounces off the first tackle. Second one brings him down.
Looks like he got a first down from the play. He is a strong young man. I know I've said that before, but watch how his pads are. His pads are square, and that provides him with the maximum hitting surface when a defender comes up. Straight pads, knock 70 to the ground. That's how a running back bowls over players.
So first down, North Battleford with the lead. Dutton gonna drop back to throw. Little pressure, he rolls out to his right, looking for a man. Got him. Oh, hit him in the breadbasket, but unable to pull it in. Kane with Tansey, he'd like to have that one back.
Yes, I think it hit him in his chest plate and his shoulder pads as opposed to the hands first. And in
you
this
talked
cold
about
weather,
that earlier, Jack.
Let's see.
Gotta have the good technique.
Yeah. He didn't keep his hands out. He tried to bring it into his body.
So that'll bring up 2nd and 10.
Tommy Douglas got the break they needed.
So Dutton once again looking to the air, again rolling right. Got a man on the sideline once again, however, falls incomplete. This time it's Presley Peterson unable to pull it in.
Well, maybe here we are near the end of the third quarter. Cold is starting to have an effect on the hands of these players. The ball appeared to be there. He just couldn't put the squeeze on it.
I think what would have been really great is if at halftime, if Lamb and Wolf had switched jerseys, then I could have done the Lamb and Wolf's clothing thing, but they're just coming
Simon,
fast and furious now.
Those opportunities do not come often. I think you'll think back on that opportunity a few games down the road. Next season, perhaps.
Be ready. I'll keep it in the back pocket.
Yeah. I wonder if they're in grade 12 or not. Short punt.
There to field it for Tommy Douglas. Teej Polson. Nice little gain. Gets it back into the North Battleford side of the field. As the Tigers look to claw back into this one. Well, you were there when I was getting my high school education. For folks who don't know, Jack Nepchuk was actually my phys ed teacher for part of high school back at Walter Murray Collegiate. At this point, I'm just grateful you're not making me run laps.
Well, Simon, I often recall back to the fond memories of teaching phys ed at Walter Murray. The students there were good to work with, and the staff was great, and I hope you have some fond memories of high school. I know that I love teaching phys ed at Walter Murray and at Bedford Road, where I also taught phys ed, and Mount Royal.
Hit all corners of the city.
Well,
Jordan Tabin with the nice run here for Tommy Douglas. Yeah, I guess you weren't really one who made me run laps a whole lot. That was more of a Mike Harrington thing, as I recall. Another, when you're talking about football names in the city, that's one that folks will know well. Nothing doing here in the backfield. Sabadash fakes the handoff, and once again looked to keep it. He's dropped for a loss.
I think the field conditions had an effect on him. You know, he tried to stop, but his feet, there he goes. He couldn't get the traction that he needed to make his cuts.
Yeah, definitely seeing that snow start to accumulate.
Yeah.
Don't forget, we've got another game after this one, so it'll be interesting to see as the snow continues to fall in Saskatoon what sort of offenses Holy Cross and Centennial will bring to bear as they play for the 4A title in the city. Sabadash gonna roll out to his left. Got him, man.
There you go.
Nice catch. That one completed to Keenan Hessian.
Yep, that was a well-designed play. Nice throw by Hayden Sabadash. And Hessian has been his top receiver tonight. Good sure-handed catch, both hands on the ball.
Good tackle at the end there by Trevor Southgate. But first down for Tommy Douglas, knocking on the door, trying to get within one score. Under a minute to go, third quarter. Sabadash on the give.
There you go. Dive up the left side by, was it Tabin?
Looked like it was Tabin, yeah.
Knocking on the door.
Gain of about 3 here for Tabin. 2nd and 7. Tommy Douglas could get the first down without getting into the end zone.
This is a huge set of downs for the Tigers. Less than a minute left in the third quarter. They have to score.
Tabin in the backfield. Sabadash back to the shotgun. Pitch out for Tabin to the left side. Trying to turn the corner. Lowers his shoulder. Knocked out of bounds. There to knock him out, Colby Height.
Yeah, he came up from his halfback position to keep Jordan from getting a first down. So is this third down now?
Believe it will. Looks like a little bit short. I think we're also at the end of the third quarter, although the clock shows 0.2 seconds. So perhaps one more play here. Oh, now it's going to be a penalty, a hold against Tommy Douglas. Pushes them back.
Bad break.
So now a long distance to go.
So what are they going to do?
Replaying second down. So about, looks like 13 yards shy of the first down. Check it. About 14 yards. So close to getting in. Sabadash has got a man. Pass complete. Brought down shy of the first down.
Good effort, but with these field conditions, Hessian couldn't get in behind the defender.
Well, was there a fumble at the very end of the play? Take another look at it. Looking at the score clock, and yeah, you can see that ball popped out right at the very end. JT Lamb falling on it for North Battleford. Huge stop for the Vikings. That'll bring an end to the third quarter, so it looked like Tommy Douglas all of a sudden had a ton of momentum as they look to get back into this one. Just like that, it snapped away. We are going to take a break. We are heading to the fourth and final quarter in this 3A championship. 12-point lead for North Battleford. The fourth quarter of play from Saskatoon Minor Football Field. An outstanding goal line stand by North Battleford, forcing the fumble. So now North Battleford with the new quarter over on the other side of the field, deep in their own territory. Pitch to the outside. Nice little gain here as they look to get out away from the goal line.
Now, did JT stay in bounds there? Because North Battleford, they may want to run the clock.
Sure.
At this point of the game. Up by 12. No, it looks like
he got knocked
well,
out, I believe,
right on
unless
the
they
edge.
say they stopped forward progress first.
Okay, they're winding the clock now. Is that the clock is going to become the enemy also for Tommy Douglas right now.
2nd and 4 for North Battleford. Once again, Tabin on the carry. This time it appears does stay in bounds. Doesn't pick up much yardage, however. That'll bring up 3rd down. Now we've got an injured North Battleford Viking on the play. A little bit slow to get up there.
Is that JT?
Is Colby Johnson, it looks like. Down to a knee.
The ball carrier is also the injured Viking on
Oh no, I think Kelly Bowers is calling JT Lamb as the player taking the knee. Yep, 22, we can see here on the screen.
You're correct. JT Lamb, that's a blow for North Battleford here. You know, they'll, as you say, they're going to be looking to work that clock. They'll be looking to use that ground game a lot to do it, and that's a blow if he's lost for any significant amount of time, not only potentially for this game. It doesn't look like it's anything real serious, as he is just down on a knee, but certainly you also don't want a player of that caliber injured heading into a potential provincial championship game.
You're right, Simon. He's been a huge part of the North Battleford offense tonight, and if he was to have any serious type of injury that keeps him from continuing, now he's up.
Have the cart out on the field, as you can see. Give him a hand in getting off the field, but yeah, that could be a big blow.
I hope he's going to be okay.
Yeah, absolutely. So clock stops with that injury. 11:10 to go here in the 4th and final quarter.
I wonder if the golf cart has snow tires on.
We'll see. We'll see what kind of traction they have getting him off the field there.
Boy, I remember playing high school ball here, and we had to walk on and walk off.
Yeah.
No carts.
So just conceding the safety is North Battleford as they're pinned deep, understandably not wanting to punt in that situation.
Well, it's still a 2-score game, and it does give the Tommy Douglas reason to feel good that they can come back. They've got almost a full quarter of football to get some points on the board and get it a little bit closer, and you never know what can happen.
And while it is a 2-score game, as you say, potentially a touchdown and field goal now could be a tie game with those 2 points conceded, although as we've seen, the kicking game in this evening's affair hasn't been anything close to a guaranteed occurrence.
That's right.
So 19-9 our score, 11:04 to go. North Battleford will be kicking off following that conceded safety.
Tommy Douglas moving up, be 10 yards from the ball. Don't want to leave anything to chance. A short kick. The ball is kicked off from the 35 after a safety and not the 45.
Line drive kickoff, fairly deep by the standards we've seen tonight. Tommy Douglas, little bit of an opening here. Nice little return for Tommy Douglas's Dylan Bateman.
Dylan Bateman's a good athlete. I've seen him earlier this season, and on a field that didn't have this slippery snow, he may have been able to turn that return into even more yards. He's a very good athlete.
So it'll be the Tigers from their own 50-yard line, needing to put some points on the board. Sabadash from the shotgun. Once again has Haas behind him. Now everyone moves forward. Handoff. Nice little run here.
Yes.
Wolf with the carry.
Jordan Tabin. You're talking about the Wolf? Yes.
Oh, sorry, I was looking at the wrong roster.
Here we go.
Too busy trying to come up with Wolf and Lamb puns.
Dylan Bateman makes a good block there, opening the hole for Jordan Tabin.
First down, Tommy Douglas.
Big Justin Haas is in the backfield again. Let's see if he's blocking.
Ah, what a weapon he's been
Yeah.
in tonight's
Oh,
game.
look
Another
at him.
handoff.
Look at him.
Little space.
Yes.
Can he break that last tackle? He can't, but a big gain for Tabin.
Look at Jordan Haas as he goes through the line.
Jordan Tabin, the ball carrier.
He makes some good blocks here. There he is. Blocking 7-8 yards past the line of scrimmage.
Good tackle there by Zach Wolf. Shaking off the straight arm from Tabin, but a big gain for Tommy Douglas. They need points and then a defensive stand. Sabodash, another handoff, ball loose! Fall on North Battleford's ball.
Tough break for the Tigers. Yeah. Looked as though the fumble occurred when Hayden Sabodash tried to put the ball into Jordan's.
Yeah, he just kind of
Belly there,
dropped
yeah.
it. I mean, it wasn't even a pitch or anything. He would have been met right away there by Zach Weber of North Battleford, but a tough break.
Yeah, Jordan tried to reach for the ball instead of allowing the Hayden to just put it in his belly. And when that happens, it increases the possibility of a fumble occurring.
So back over to the North Battleford Vikings. They lead by 10. Back to pass. Dutton, he's got a man. Completed on the sideline. Now a chance at a big gain. Can anyone bring him down? Eventually they do, but an absolutely huge gain for Zach Wolf.
Watch Zach Wolf and his body awareness. He sidesteps. One of the tacklers goes flying by him. He gets, another 5 or 6 yards after that.
Oh, and
Real
once
good awareness. Watch it.
Once again, Battleford doing a good job of getting out of being fairly deep in their own territory. Now over into the Tommy Douglas side of things.
Zach Wolf doing a nice job of protecting the ball, keeping the tie-in tight, not wanting to have a turnover himself.
Now back to the ground, go the Vikings on the pitch. This is Lamb, turns it back out to the left side. He's got some room. Can anyone track him down? Down towards the 10-yard line. What a run.
That was a great run. What I've noticed
Lamb.
about JT Lamb is he doesn't have that quick burst, but he's very deliberate in his cuts, and he has got good field of vision. Watch here. Looks around, head is on a swivel. Finds some blocking, runs behind it. Off he goes. 35-yard run, I think it was, Kelly Bauer said.
So that'll bring up first down for North Battleford at the Tommy Douglas 14-yard line. Trying to put this one away, 8:51 to go, fourth quarter. The pitch, another fumble, ball loose, who's on it?
Looked like he got it back. Yeah.
Man, almost a costly turnover there. We've seen a couple of big turnovers in this game, but good job, you're right, North Battleford back on top of it. Bring up second down for them.
You know what JT may have done is he may have been looking downfield, seeing where his blocks are coming from instead of watching the ball into his hands, because the ball was right there and maybe just a little lack of concentration on his part. But lucky for the Vikings, they got the ball back.
Rolling out to his right. That one's completed for Dutton. Nice little move there once again, that man Lamb.
Or was that Rathwell that caught the ball? I think it was Rathwell.
You're correct,
Simon.
sorry. Thought it was 22, It was 12. You're right. Riley Rathwell, nice catch. Little move, gets...
Mixing it up, not going back to the same Wolf each time.
So that'll get them down to the 8-yard line.
Third down. Another big play.
Yeah. Offense remains on the field. About 4 yards to the first down, about 7 to the end zone. Dutton rolls out, looks towards the end zone, almost a great catch. Getting a hand on it was Lamb, he just couldn't pull it in. And so North Battleford turns it back over to Tommy Douglas.
That was a well-called play, or a well-designed play. JT was open.
Just a little bit too
just
far.
a little bit too far.
Ryan did all he could. Again, disappointingly, doesn't make the Snow Angel. So Tommy Douglas will take over down 10. 7:18 to go in this 3A championship final.
Tommy Douglas still has a chance to battle back, get right back into this game.
Once again, toss in the backfield along with Tabin. Going to be the keep again for Sabadash. Looks to work his way outside. He's going to be brought down by Wolf.
JT Lamb was the first Viking there.
And this
Unable to
tandem.
put a hold on to Sabadash.
Lamb and Wolf, what an incredible game for them on both sides
Yeah.
of the ball. How many times have we said their names tonight?
6 yards on the play.
Does lead to a gain of about 6 for the Tigers. Deep in their own territory, 6:37 to go. Sabadash fakes the hand, now he's going to kick it outside. Is it picked?
No, ball's deflected, fell to the ground.
Good defensive play. Looked like getting a hand on that one was Karsten Rollick.
Big defensive lineman
Line of scrimmage.
coming in with the hands up. But Karsten's not a, well, he's playing the end.
17.
Yeah, good
There he
job.
was.
Just went up there. Looked like he was intending to get that one into the hands of Haas.
Yeah,
Good defensive play, Karsten Rollick.
brings up third down.
Tommy Douglas deep. Looks like they're going to go for it.
North Battleford's going to come up with some good field position.
No, back to punt.
Short kick.
But a high one. Knocked out of bounds. Good job
Presley
coming up with that
Peterson.
one. So now, North Battleford in a position where they can pretty much put this one away. Certainly a score would have them in very good shape, but even if they're just able to take a chunk of time off the clock, going to be a tall order for Tommy Douglas here late in the fourth.
The lack of time is going to be a real issue for Tommy Douglas. And if North Battleford can chew up a couple minutes here, that could be enough for them to win this game.
Dutton drops back, going to the air, a little bit of a surprise there. They've got an open man out of bounds at about the 2-yard line. That's Wolf. I was expecting them to kind of grind things out on the ground. They go straight to the air and almost come up with a major jack.
I agree, and that's what I thought they were going to do, is grind it out on the ground, use some of the clock, but there we go, Zach Wolf catching the ball.
Talked about the great season that Dutton has had. Obviously a world of confidence in that right arm of his. Passing for 1,800 yards, 20 touchdowns on the season, just one pick, and looks like North Battleford might be about to ride that arm into the 3A provincial final.
First and goal.
With the hand.
JT
Touchdown! JT Lamb, perhaps with the exclamation point on a city championship game here.
Well, 5:37 left, Simon. It's going to be very difficult for Tommy Douglas to score 3 times and come out in front. So let's see how they respond, though. That is important for a team to finish strong. They've had a great season, and they will want to represent themselves well, even if they do come up short of winning the game.
Extra point is good, so that'll give them back the 17-point lead. What can you say, an impressive squad from North Battleford coming into Saskatoon, looking to wrap up 3A title and head off to a provincial title game.
Well, I know their head coach, Mike Humany, former Saskatoon Hilltop offensive lineman. Mike does a great job of preparing his players for each and every game that they participate in the year. And obviously, he's done it once again. And congratulations to Mike and to the rest of the North Battleford staff.
Another sort of medium depth kickoff here for North Battleford. Decent return there, almost taking a shot to the head, it looked like.
Looked like Dylan Bateman again with the return. No, pardon me, it was number 11. Colby Mose.
Number 11 on the return.
But yeah, you take a look back at the season for North Battleford, the season they had. They've come in and really played well against the Saskatoon-based competition. Opened up with a 56-20 win against Evan Hardy. Beat Warman 30-13. Lost to Tommy Douglas 35-26. Bounced back with a 42-33 win against Bishop James Mahoney. Lost to Holy Cross 43-32. One of Cross's wins on their perfect regular season. Tommy Douglas, nice little hitter once again for the secret weapon, Haas.
The big guy is having a great game.
So that'll get them out to about the middle of the field, just on the North Battleford side of the field. Now Haas spread out wide. One of a trio of receivers out there. Abadash, wobbly pass, doesn't find the intended target. Not sure, he might have been looking at Teach Poulsen there. Number 77.
Yeah. That was one of the longer passes that he's attempted, and so it's
kind of in that nowhere man's land there between Haas and Poulsen. To bring up 2nd and 10.
Yeah, somebody ran the wrong route.
Desperation time for the Tigers. Rolling out to his right, Sabadash. Looks downfield, got a man over towards the sideline. That's complete and knocked out of bounds, so that'll stop the clock for Tommy Douglas. Once again, yeah, as Jack says, Colby Mose coming down with it. Got a North Battleford player a little bit slow to get up over there on the far sideline. That's Braden Bartkowicz.
Training staff going onto the field. From the replay, it didn't look as though it was anything serious.
Yeah, I don't know if he maybe collided with the chain gang over there or what, but he's slow to get up. Well, we talked a lot about the Saskatoon Hilltops, Jack, and of course the outstanding program they have. November 11th, going for that 4th straight national championship, unprecedented in Canadian junior football. What an accomplishment that would be if they're able to do it. And I also want to make mention that tomorrow night, as we're recording this, it's the Saskatoon Sports Hall of Fame induction ceremony. Among the inductees is the 2007 Saskatoon Hilltops, certainly a squad you're very familiar with. You were an assistant coach, a team that beat St. Leonard in the championship game. It was a sort of an interesting regular season for you guys. Opened up with a couple of ties, and then the next 6 went 5-1, I believe. And next thing you know, national champions going into the Hall of Fame tomorrow. What are your memories of that 07 team, Jack?
It's funny you mentioned the ties, because I coached Hilltop football for 18 years, and those are the only 2 ties that I was a part of in that 18 years. So that was something, yeah, that was unexpected, and I guess, you know, as many Hilltop teams over the years, you find a way to scratch and crawl and get back into the playoffs, and then, you know, win the games that you need to go to the final. Let's watch the play here, and then we can comment.
Absolutely. Braden Bartkowicz making his way over towards the sideline as he was injured on the play. They'll let him get off the field. Now the whistle the play to start. Sabadash. Once again, nice little quick hit here. Might be another first down, or is there a fumble there late? Ball loose. North Battleford's on it. And that will do it.
That might be the last gasp for Tommy Douglas.
Ah, boy, oh boy, looked like a little bit of momentum there, a couple of big completions. Yeah, you can see he had possession of it, maybe fighting for a couple extra yards and just getting in there and ripping it away. North Battleford stealing it once again. That man, Zach Wolf. Great play.
Yeah, just taken right out of his arms.
So back over to North Battleford. They've got the big lead. 4:15 to go. Handoff now. They will look to likely keep it on the ground and try and just take some time off that clock. And as they do, please continue, Jack. You were talking about a little bit about that 07 Hilltops team.
Well, perhaps my fondest memory occurred when we were in Winnipeg at the Canadian Bowl. As you said, we were playing the St. Leonard Cougars, who are team from Montreal, basically, St. Leonard being a subdivision. And we had breakfast one morning at Canadian Stadium, and our Hilltop players were all dressed in their jackets and ties and looking really sharp. And we're sitting there at our tables, and St. Leonard comes into the hotel dining area where we were, and they were in sweats and ball caps turned backwards. They had music on, you know, earplugs in their ears, gold chains around their necks, and, you know, looking pretty much the part of the big city football team. But you know what? Saskatchewan Tough is named that for a reason.
Yeah.
You know what? They may have thought we looked like a bunch of hicks, but I'll tell you what, we played football like pros. Wow, that's maybe stretching it. We played football like Hilltops.
Absolutely, and that is saying something. They're not pros, but they play football the right way, and good luck to them next weekend as they're heading off to that Canada Bowl game.
Well, I know Sarge and the whole coaching staff will have these guys prepared. He'll keep them humble right up until the very last practice and give them a game plan that puts everybody in the best possible position. They'll play hard. They won't take anything for granted. And I don't expect anything but a victory for the Hilltops.
Coming out of that Tommy Douglas timeout, Dutton going to the air. That one ends up going off of the foot of Riley Rathwell. So again, a little surprising. I mean, for the most part, they've been able to work with that strong arm of Dutton, but going to the air, and that'll stop the clock. So if you're looking for a glimmer of hope for Tommy Douglas, that might be it. 3:23 showing on the clock. Trailing by 17, certainly quite a mountain to climb here for the Tigers.
You're right, Simon. It's going to take an awful lot to get out of the hole they're in.
Dutton again rolls out.
Had
a man once again.
Rathwell running before he's caught the ball.
Met pretty much immediately as well by the Tommy Douglas defender. That will bring up third down. Sure, North Battleford will punt this time.
Yes, there's no reason not to kick it down. With the time that remains on the clock, it's going to take everything short of a miracle to score some points and get this score close.
Well, once again, Dutton in the backfield. Lets it fly. Ball on the ground eventually is scooped up there on the return. Zach Lyons doesn't have much room to run, however.
The cover teams for the North Battleford Vikings are down there quick and basically do not allow him to have any type of return. It's unfortunate tonight our 20-second clock is not operative, because I'm sure you would see each team, especially North Battleford at this point, watching the play clock run down, use all 20 seconds that they have, you know, because that becomes certainly a strategy, doesn't it?
Yeah, absolutely. So Sabadash into the backfield, rolls out to his left. Got a man, completed, and out of bounds. Keenan Hessian once again.
Flag flies, but I don't think it was anything malicious. They're going to call him for unnecessary roughness.
Late hit there.
Yeah.
So a little bit shy of the first down, it appears, was Tommy Douglas on that, but with that penalty, they will get it. Yeah, you're correct. You're on, Jack. Does go against North Battleford.
Both
hit.
of the players were sliding as they went out of bounds, and you know, he got shoved. So
ones like that are a little bit easier to take when you're up 17 points, but yeah, certainly a tough call against North Battleford.
15-yard run play charged against North
Does
Battleford.
give Tommy Douglas an extra 15 yards. They're now on the Battleford side of the field. Sabadash going to roll out to his right. Got a man. That one's completed and out of bounds.
Trevor
Stop the
Southgate
clock again.
making the tackle.
Colby Mose on the reception for the Tigers.
Ball taken out of bounds, stopping the clock.
The fence is short over there.
Another first down, Tommy Douglas.
Just a little extracurricular activity there, it looked like. Dylan Bateman over on that far sideline. No flags this time. Sabadash stays in the pocket, goes across the middle. He's got a man. Clock is going to keep on going, but another big gain here for Tommy Douglas as they try to get back into this one. So they're going to reset quickly back to the line. Up around the 20-yard line of North Battleford.
Good job to see Hayden Sabadash taking the team down the field, not giving up, giving 100%.
Sabadash, a trio of receivers to his left, one to his right. He goes out to his left.
Oh.
I think that one might have bounced.
Yeah, intended for Dylan Bateman, but ball bounced short of him.
So that'll bring up second down. We'll stop the clock, but now under 2 minutes to go. Now perhaps a situation where Tommy Douglas playing for a little bit of pride, like to get this one a little bit closer.
Well, that's what they say helps a person's character, Simon. You know, sports teaches you a lot about yourself, not to give up, keep trying right till the bitter end.
Sabadash to his left under pressure. He's going to be brought down. Great defensive play there for the sack. Chase Bartko.
Yeah.
So now Sabadash will look over to the sideline. He'll remain out there looking at a long third down. Loss of about 7 on the play.
Hurry to the line.
8 or 9 yards on the play. Third down, third and 18.
Referee winds the clock.
Sabadash
Down the seam.
got a man.
He's
Short
gonna be
on the
short,
first
Simon.
down. Completed to Tej Polson, but turned back over to North Battleford.
1 minute
They
and
look to
40
wrap it
seconds
up.
left. That's that is going to be it.
Reminder, game 2 of our doubleheader coming your way shortly after this one wraps up. The undefeated Holy Cross Crusaders looking to keep their season perfect, going up against the Centennial Chargers.
Now, did you say that North Battleford lost to Tommy Douglas earlier in the season?
I am going to dig through my notes,
Yes.
and you are correct. Tommy Douglas beat North Battleford 35-26 back on September 21st.
Well, nothing is as sweet as revenge, right?
Yeah.
They say. So North Battleford has atoned themselves, come away with the win here when they needed it.
And really impressive. I mean, North Battleford played a trio of home games this year, but everything else, they have to travel a pretty good distance. They played 3 games here in Saskatoon, 1 in Warm. And I mean, you know, they're not in the bus for hours, but that's still impressive because they're going into enemy territory and obviously having just a great season.
No question, Simon. It's hard on players, especially young guys who aren't used to preparing for a football game after an hour-and-a-half bus ride, and you know, they're on the bus, they're laughing, they're joking, you know, having fun like teenagers do, right? Then all of a sudden you got to get your game face on, and it's not easy for young guys to do.
Lamb on the carry there, ends up going out of bounds. You know, North Battleford would like to stay in bounds and keep that clock going at this point, but sometimes that's tough to do when you get that momentum going on a slick field.
Yeah.
You don't want to just slide and go down, so unable to turn the corner and stopping the clock was JT Lamb. Picks up, you know, 2 or 3.
Other thing, Simon, sometimes you've got to coach the players up what the situation is in the game, and I'm not sure how many years JT Lamb has played football, but a lot of times young guys just think, let's run out of bounds, and you know, they don't realize the impact it has on play calling.
That's something worth mentioning as well for all the grade 12 players here on the field for Tommy Douglas. Their final game, unless they do advance to play for either the Huskies or the Hilltops, so certainly some emotions there. Flag down on the punt is there to receive it, Tej Polson of the Tigers.
Yeah. Well, speaking of Tommy Douglas players, Jordan Walls, who is the starting Hilltop quarterback, is a graduate of Tommy Douglas. Finally getting his chance to start this year after being 3 years behind Jared Andrachuk, who was out of Centennial. Right.
That's the thing when you go to that Hilltops program that's so good year after year. Tough to get in there as a young guy and necessarily get a ton of playing time, because obviously that's a team that is able to recruit a ton of talent.
Well, that's also one of the things that the Hilltops have been able to cultivate in their players, and that's loyalty. Understanding that you don't come out of high school and start right away. You've got to earn your stripes, and it may be a year or 2, even 3, before you get to start and have an impact on the field.
Great catch over the middle here. Jordan Tabin pulls it in. Sabadash hit as he let it go.
And we're now under a minute left in the football game. Emotional time for the grade 12s.
Absolutely.
From Tommy Douglas, who know that this is their last high school football game.
Battleford now looks like they want to take a timeout here. Talk things over. Snow continues to fall here in Saskatoon. Winter has finally arrived on the prairies, had an impact on this game, although as we've talked about as the game has gone along, pretty impressive performance from both of these offenses, and although have seen a couple of balls hit the field, a couple balls go through the hands, pretty well played game given these adverse conditions, Jack.
I think what has hurt Tommy Douglas more than North Battleford is the turnovers. There's been a couple of fumbles, an interception I recall in the first half, and Tommy Douglas has not been able to bounce back from losing those ball possessions, and it's had an impact here on the score.
And you look back at that interception you mentioned, it was a bit of a pinball play. It was batted around off a couple of guys, and I believe it was Wolf that ended up coming up with it as Tommy Douglas was deep. Speaking of deep, this one's caught just shy. Check, it's going to be ruled incomplete, it looks like, on the far sideline. Now we're getting a flag coming in late.
One of the players said something. That's the impression I have.
Down near the goal line.
Let's find the officials.
Flag on the play.
The hand goes behind the back. That's objectionable conduct. Aha.
You're correct, sir. Against Tommy Douglas. So.
Someone said something they should not have said. Oh, look. A player is being escorted off the field.
Oh, look at that.
Someone's been ejected. That's unfortunate.
It is.
I think
Certainly
it's 14.
Not the way you want to see your season come to an end. Yeah, you're right. It's Dylan Bateman being sent to the locker room.
Well, I know Coach Grosjean will talk to him after and try to to make some sense out of this difficult situation. It's, as I said earlier, emotional time if you're in grade 12, knowing you may never play organized football again, and it's difficult to keep those emotions in check. So I feel bad for him, but he must have deserved it.
So that'll push the Tigers back. Bring up third. And a long ways to go. No reason to not go for it in this situation. Sabadash going to hand it off.
That young man has worked hard tonight.
Yeah. Out of bounds goes Tabin. Ball back over to North Battleford. They will likely just be able to run out the final 45.4 seconds in this one and then claim that championship trophy that we've seen over on that far sideline a couple of times.
A couple of kneel downs will do it, Simon. That's all that remains is for Dutton.
Gain of 8 on the play, second and 12. Correction, third down.
Sorry, we're a little premature.
Yeah, I was looking at the down marker over there, and I got fooled. So my apologies for that. So now it is a chance for for Tommy Douglas to try and put some points here on the board late.
Oh, good for them.
Yep.
Not holding their tents. Nice throw by Hayden Sabadash. Colby Mose, probably the top receiver for the Tigers tonight, bringing it in. First and goal.
Again, some pride points here on the line. Tommy Douglas will go
straight up the
down
middle.
Second. That'll bring up second and goal. 27.1 seconds to go. Tommy Douglas timeout. Touchdown won't bring them back into this game, but it would be a nice way to end what will go down as a tough game for the Tommy Douglas Tigers.
Yeah, give them some reason to keep their chins up when they go through that handshake line, that they didn't give up. They fought hard to the very end. I see Coach Humany huddling in his Vikings on the sideline.
Had to get a couple of the players away from the heater.
Yeah.
Certainly a popular spot over there on that near sideline. As
that looks like the bird feeder in my backyard with all the birds hanging around it. And the clock winds. 20-second clock. Here we go.
Sabadash looking across the middle. Ball was tipped at the line.
Deflected.
Gonna fall incomplete.
One more down for the Tigers.
See some of the Centennial Chargers over in the other side of the field, loosening up, getting ready to go. I don't know about you, Jack. I would have stayed in the locker room as long as humanly possible if I was playing in the second game, because that one's not going to get going for a little while yet. They're maybe acclimatizing themselves.
Yeah, it's only 7:14. Kickoff is not till 7:30. I would keep them warm as long as possible.
Sabadash looking towards the end zone, just a little bit long over the hands of Tabin.
Yeah.
Flag down on the play in the backfield. Don't know if that's might be a late hit against Battleford.
I took my eyes off of
I was looking towards the end zone
myself. In the end zone. Late hit, roughing the quarterback.
So we'll give Tommy Douglas a couple more shots at the end zone here in the final 18 seconds of this one. Told you, Centennial's team getting loose in the end zone. Coming up next, they'll be taking on Holy Cross for the 4A city title. Invite you to stay tuned for that. Jack and I will have the call.
Simon.
Yes.
Did they play each other last year in the final?
10 for the touchdown for Tommy Douglas. Sabadash on the keeper. I'll have to look that up. I don't remember off the top of my head. I'm sorry, Jack.
Sorry to interrupt
that's
you there
all right.
with the touchdown. Yeah.
Certainly two teams that I know have been good. Well, I mean, Holy Cross has been good forever because they're always good at every sport they play. But Centennial certainly has been a strong program.
Give them credit. But my goodness. Dave Hardy, if you're listening, we remembered when Walter Murray played you in the city final.
That's right.
Okay, so a good rivalry. As
Absolutely.
a Walter Murray teacher, we had great rivalry. Dave Elder on the wrestling team, I'm just having fun. I'm not disparaging Holy Cross at all.
So Tommy Douglas will go for the 2-point convert, down 11 here in the dying seconds of this one. Looks like they're going to come up just a little bit shy on the handoff. Taven unable to find the end zone.
Go back to your comments. I think lots of schools would be proud to have the record that Holy Cross has, not only in athletics, but they have a strong academic program. Probably their most famous grad is Mike Babcock, who's the Toronto Maple Leaf head coach, coach of the Leafs, and so he's a good representative.
Katrina LeMaydon, another one from Holy Cross. A couple members of our crew, Jackie Kripke, Dean Pazlowski, proud Holy Cross Crusaders.
There you go. My wife is a alumnus of Holy Cross.
Oh, very nice.
Yes. 14 seconds left.
Apparently our audio guy Brad was also, I'm getting in my ear, I'm now getting the update.
Okay.
Want to get all the Crusaders their props here. Dying seconds of this one. Feels like the last minute of this game has taken about a week and a half. Little pooch kick here.
Short kick attempted.
Don't know if that one had the distance that it's supposed to have.
No.
Short kickoff attempt by Tommy Douglas. Flag on the play.
There'll be a flag down on this one. Didn't go the necessary 10 yards. Might have been able to hear Kelly Bauer say that. So it will be North Battleford's ball. And now we will get, in all likelihood, a kneel down. And North Battleford, you can hear the crowd making some noise. You know, a lot of parents from North Battleford have made that drive in less than ideal highway conditions. So congratulations to them and the players from North Battleford. Outstanding effort.
Let's hope they all have a safe trip back home. At least it's 4-lane all the way to North Battleford.
Kneel down there by Dutton. Now they will wind the clock. Final 5 seconds just have to tick away, and congratulations to the North Battleford CHS Vikings, who have come to Saskatoon and won the 3A City Championship.
They played well tonight. They deserved the win. They stayed with in their game plan, I think, running mixed with pass, and they were effective in I think all three aspects of the game. Their special teams, when they had to be, didn't turn over the ball, and they were disciplined. Congratulations to Mike Humany, head coach, and the rest of the North Battleford coaching staff, and good luck in the provincial final.
Absolutely.
Against the representative from the South next week.
Congratulations as well to the Tommy Douglas Tigers. A good regular season, 4-2-1 in the regular season. Came up a little bit shy in this championship final, as it is the Battleford Vikings claiming the 3A City title.
Where did you get that?
That's going to do it for our coverage. Game 1 of our doubleheader. Don't forget Game 2 doubleheader coming up next, as it will be the Holy Cross Crusaders taking on the Centennial Chargers. We'll have the call for you coming up in just a couple of minutes. Until then, on behalf of the whole Shaw TV team and Jack Nepchuk, I'm Simon Hyatt. Thanks for watching.